The time is 9 o'clock and you are listening to CHMA 106.9 FM.
And now it's time for your CHMA News. We're broadcasting from Sackville, New Brunswick, the heart of the Maritimes and the traditional and unceded lands of the Mi'kmaq people. Coming up in the next 15 minutes, we'll have your local news, Atlantic update, weather, sports update, and some community announcements. And good morning. Just jumping in here quickly to let you know that we do have a local story today. It's a great story. Clinton was talking to Paul Henderson about the sweetest little thing and the relationship between Struts and the Owens and all that kind of history. But unfortunately, the file was cut off. So we've reached out to Clinton, get a new file, and we're just waiting for that right now. We won't have it for a 9 o'clock run, but hopefully if you tune in 12 and 5, we'll have it for then. And of course, the story will soon be posted on our website at chmafm.com. Thanks.
CHMA, Voice of the Martians.
And here is your CHMA Atlantic update for February the 6th. It's Friday. New Brunswick RCMP are seeking witnesses and surveillance footage as they investigate an alleged drive-by shooting in Dieppe. Mounties say the shooting involved a residence on Denny's Street on January 28th between 12:30 and 1:30 a.m. No one was injured in the incident. And new data suggests the cost of to rent a home in New Brunswick is increasing, but at a slower rate. Figures from the Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation show rental prices increased 5.7% between October 2024 and October 2025. That's the smallest increase since 2021, but still more than double the 2.1% inflation recorded over the same period. The governing Liberals campaigned on a promise to cap rental increases, and they have since introduced legislation limiting increases to 3%. And Nova Scotia RCMP say 3 youths are facing sexual assault charges after police received a complaint last month about a hockey team's hazing ritual. Mounties in Colchester County say the allegations involve a hockey team in the Truro area north of Halifax. Investigators say a youth reported being assaulted during a private game gathering in October. Police say they collected statements from several witnesses, which led to allegations that other offenses occurred at different locations involving additional victims and witnesses. And Newfoundland and Labrador's Premier is accusing the federal government of creating unequal access to essential medications through a fractured approach to pharmacare. Tony Wakeham wrote to Prime Minister Mark Carney this week, noting that Ottawa has signed drug coverage agreements with just 3 provinces and 1 territory. The Premier said Newfoundland and Labrador has unique health and demographic challenges, and he's eager to resume negotiations about a pharmacare plan. A spokesperson for Federal Health Minister Marjorie Michel says the department is taking a collaborative approach with all provinces and territories, including Newfoundland and Labrador. Newfoundland and Labrador's Wildlife Service is advising people who encounter wild animals in distress to report the situation to the nearest Forest Management Office. The directive comes after 2 men rescued a caribou struggling to keep itself afloat in some icy waters in a harbor in late January. Port au Choix resident Braden Gould says he alerted Wildlife Services after receiving a call from his mother describing the animal in distress. Gould says the caribou was likely in the water for upwards to half an hour and was rescued by Gould's father and a friend using a fishing vessel to clear a path to the shore. And finally, a man accused in an incident in which a stolen pickup truck was rammed into a convenience store in PEI is facing more charges. Kings District RCMP say the latest charges are connected to the man's efforts to contact a person in violation of a court-ordered release. Investigators say the accused was in the vehicle that smashed into RJ's Country Store on Baldwin Road on January 13th, causing significant damage. Christopher Wayne Rush was remanded into custody on January 27th and is facing 9 charges in all. And that is your CHMA Atlantic update for Friday, February 6th.
This is Jack from Radio Laurier, and you're listening to CHMA.
And here is your weather update for starting today for the next 7 days. Today, you can expect it to be sunny with increased cloudiness late in the afternoon. Wind is up to 15 kilometers an hour with a high of -6. Wind chill shows -19 this morning and -11 by this afternoon. For tonight, cloudy with a 30% chance of flurries. Wind up to 15 kilometers an hour. Temperature steady near -9. Wind chilled -14. Going into Winterfest weekend, cloudy with a high of -5 on Saturday. Saturday night, cloudy with a 30% chance of flurries, a low of minus 11. Sunday, cloudy with a 6% chance of flurries and a high of minus 9. And Sunday night, cloudy periods with a low of minus 19. A mix of sun and cloud and a high of minus 11 on Monday, February the 9th. Cloudy periods and a low of minus 14 on Monday night. Mix of sun and cloud on Tuesday, high of minus 5. Cloudy with a low of minus 7 on Tuesday night. Cloudy with a high of minus 2 on Wednesday, February the 11th.
Hi, I'm Forrest, and you're listening to CHMA.
And here's Brian Nielsen with your CHMA Sports Update.
8 games in the NBA last night to tell you about, including the Washington Wizards defeating the Detroit Pistons on the road, 126-117 final. The Magic by 20 over the Nets in Orlando, 118-98 final there. It was the Hawks by a bucket in a fourth quarter comeback to defeat the Utah Jazz, 121-119. Raptors at home defeat the Chicago Bulls, 123-107. Hornets by 10 over the Rockets on the road. The upstart Hornets with the W at 109-99 final. The Spurs by 12 over the Mavericks, 135-123. It was the Golden State Warriors with a 4-point victory over the Phoenix Suns on the road, 101-97, and another 4-point margin of victory. This time, the Los Angeles Lakers defeating the Philadelphia 76ers, 119-115 in the NHL. The last set of games before the Olympic break for the North American professionals. The Pittsburgh Penguins defeat the Buffalo Sabres 5-2. The New York Islanders with a 3-1 victory over the New Jersey Devils on the road. It was the Hurricanes shutting out the Rangers in Madison Square Garden 2-0. It was an overtime game for the Ottawa Senators to defeat the Philadelphia Flyers 2-1 final there. Capitals double up the Nashville Predators at home, 4-2 final in Washington. Lightning in the Battle of Florida defeat the Florida Panthers 6-1. And finally, the late game saw the Vegas Golden Knights defeat the visiting Los Angeles Kings 4-1. And a reminder, Super Bowl 60 happens this Sunday with the New England Patriots facing off against the Seattle Seahawks.
And that's Brian Nielsen with your CHMA Sports Update. Please be sure to check out Brian's show on Mondays at 8:30 a.m. for more sports commentary.
Hey, what's up? You're listening to Witch Prophet on CHMA 106.9 FM, Sackville, New Brunswick.
And let's get into some community updates for you around the marshes. Let's see what's happening with the municipality as we normally do. Of course, the big news is that it's Winterfest. It started last night with the Town and Gown game, and it continues on into the weekend with tons of things that are happening. One of the things that they've also mentioned with Winterfest, one of the most festive things you can do in the winter is to join the Tantramar Outdoor Club. They're going to be leading 2 guided snowshoe excursions on Saturday, February the 7th, with start times at 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. And that's going to go down at Walker Road Trails right here in Sackville, New Brunswick from 5 to 7 p.m., as I just mentioned. And registration is recommended. And you can visit Tantramar NB or their socials and find the registration link there. And that is part of Winterfest 2026. And of course, go to Tantramar NB and see all of the wonderful things that are happening for Winterfest. And we'll get into that in just a second, but I'll just keep going through the socials, see what's happening. They want you to know that nominations are now open for Tantramar's 4th annual Volunteer Recognition Night in June. This is a chance to celebrate people who give their time, energy, and care to make our community stronger every day. The award categories are Titan Community Achievement Award, and that's for someone from the TRHS class of 2026 who has contributed through volunteer service. A Decade of Dedication Award for volunteers with 10 plus years of service. Long-Term Service Award for 25 years of service, and Golden Long-Term Service Award for 50 years. 50 plus years of service. So you can nominate those folks that you feel fit into those categories at tantramarnb.com/volunteer 2026. So you have to submit your nomination by June the 2nd, and they are encouraging you to help us all honor those who make Tantramar a better place. And the Fireman's Breakfast that was scheduled has been canceled, but they look forward to coming back next year in 2027. Yeah. Well, as I mentioned, Winterfest is big, and you can go to tantramar.mb.com and find all the wonderful things that are happening. I'm going to go over to chmafm.com really quickly. Sorry about that. And I'm going to take a look at Twee's post that Twee is putting out each Sunday night on our website, but it also comes out in our newsletter. And just taking a quick look, a reminder that the Nocturnal Variations, a puppet cabaret, is still on for this weekend. That's over at the Moiter Fancy Theatre in the Purdy Crawford Center of the Arts. Winterfest, of course, is big, and the big part they have, I don't have the listing in front of me, but they have the magic show down at Bill Johnstone Park tonight, as well as the fireworks that are going to be at 8 o'clock down at Bill Johnstone. So there's a lot going on. Go over to tantramar.mb.com and find out more. There's also going to be the Family Day at Beach Hill Park. There's a long list of wonderful things. It's Friday, Music and Munchies. Open Sky is doing a thing to cozy up for the winter. That's going to be from 5 to 7 over at 12 Fulkins Drive. They're going to have some music from Blue Horse, Michelle, Helen Tardif, and Harris McShivery, and possibly a special guest, so check that out. As part of Winterfest, EOS Eco Energy is doing a canning workshop on Saturday at 1 over at Open Sky, 12 Fulkins Drive again. And not part of Winterfest, but still a wonderful thing. It's going to be going down at Brunton Auditorium, and it is part of Winterfest because everything that happens during the winter at this time is part of Winterfest. It's a collection of music, and it's a fundraiser concert for Autism Nova Scotia Cumberland County. That's going to be, as I mentioned, at Brunton Auditorium, 7:30 p.m. on Saturday, February the 7th, with a variety of music performances. There's the Winterfest Dorchester Guided Trail Walk, as well as the Make Something Sunday Valentine Gift Jam over at the Owens Art Gallery. The guided trail walk is going to be on Sunday, February the 8th, and that's put on by the Moving Forward Trails Committee, and that'll be at Dorchester, leaving from 8 Station Road, 11 a.m., Dorchester. All are welcome. And just a reminder that there's a regular council meeting coming up for Tuesday, February the 10th at 7 p.m. And you can, of course, visit that in person, or you can see it on YouTube, or you can catch it after on YouTube when it's saved there. Members of the public may request to make a 5-minute presentation, but you would have to do that at least 7 days in advance. So not this time, but next time. That's how it works if you want to do a public presentation. Okay, there's some community updates for you. Let's move out of the news hour and into some music.
EOS is partnering with local community member Emil McBride to host a free canning workshop at Open Sky Cooperative, 12 Falcons Drive, Sackville, New Brunswick, from 1 to 3:30 p.m.
Registration is required and spots are limited.
Participants will gain hands-on experience with hot water bath canning. Together, we'll make vegetable pickles and a fruit jam, and we'll cover all the tips, tricks, and safety precautions for how to make your own preserves at home.
Do join them for the canning workshop as a part of EOS Care Week. In conjunction with Marshview Middle School, join for a once-a-week after-school homework help program focused on numeracy and literacy. The program will support students with completing homework, provide extra practice sheets or activities, and create a relaxed, supportive space to learn. The program runs Thursdays from 3 to 5 p.m. at Bill Johnstone, starting February 5th and running until April 2nd, excluding February 19th and March 5th. Registration is open at www.tantramarnb.com/programs.
Hello, I'm Clinton Davis with your local CHMA News. Starting today at 9 a.m., interested buyers will be able to register and start participating in an online bidding auction for works of art in anticipation of what Struts Gallery in Sackville describes as its single most important fundraiser of the year. The long-running Sackville Art Gallery is asking for community support this winter as it plans major renovations to a building that is over a century old. After 22 years of operations within the building, the not-for-profit was able to purchase it. From then on, they've been seeking to preserve it. They're hoping to raise $75,000 by spring to do just that. Part of that fundraising effort includes a long-running Valentine's tradition in Sackville, done in partnership with the Owens Art Gallery. It's called Sweetest Little Thing. Paul Henderson is the director of Struts Gallery. I spoke with him at the gallery to discuss the upcoming fundraiser in partnership with the Owens Art Gallery, the needs of the building, and the road ahead.
Sweetest Little Thing is our annual fundraising art auction and sort of gala event up at the Owens Art Gallery. It happens on Valentine's Day every year. It's been going on almost 30 years, and it is unique in that it's two spaces and two galleries, institutions working together to do one fundraiser in the community.
While in previous years funds raised from the event were used for different purposes, this year everything on the Struts Gallery side is going towards the building renovation fund. Henderson spoke to me about the history of the building itself.
The building is built in 1912, actually, so it's over 100 years old. We've been in this building since 1996, and we were able to buy it in 2018. We've been doing feasibility studies and getting engineering assessments and a lot of quotes to conduct a major retrofit of the building. We're kind of like trying to create a modular, step-by-step list of priorities and work that we're able to do that won't essentially paint us into a corner.
Henderson says planning has focused on flexibility, making sure any work done now doesn't limit what can happen later.
Over the last 5 years, we've really pushed the project forward, developed plans for the building, and assess what's here and what our priorities in terms of structural things that need to get
Henderson
fixed.
assures that there is no immediate safety concern whatsoever. However, he says delaying the work too long could change that.
It's stable and structurally sound. There doesn't seem to be any major issues, but it's like it is getting worse. 5 to 10 years will become like closer to emergency.
2 art galleries in one town combining resources to throw a fundraiser is not common. Henderson says the partnership likely grew out of close ties between past leadership at both galleries. When I spoke to Emily Falvey a week or two ago, they told a story about how they believed the partnership began, and I was just curious to hear what you imagine or what you've heard or what the story may be.
Yeah. I mean, I assume it was created between John Murchie and Jemmy Kelly. John Murchie was the director or coordinator here at Struts Gallery. Jemmy Kelly was Emily's predecessor at the Owens Art Gallery, director-curator there. And they're a married couple, and there was a variety of programming partnerships. So I just kind of assumed that they created the event together or built off a previous event in some way, but I don't know.
Once again, leading up to the event on February 14th is the online auction that starts today at 9 a.m.
We usually get about 100 artists who donate artworks for that. So it's a online and in-person auction, so people can bid from all over the world, and we will ship the artwork to them. You can create an account, and it's really a fun thing. You can see it all online, but then you can also bid in person at the event.
The artwork is also available to view in person right now.
The exhibition is open at the Owens Art Gallery to the public as well. So you can go up and walk around and see all the works in person, which I highly encourage you to do.
The Valentine's night itself, according to Henderson, is designed to be more social than formal and not just an auction.
Over the course of the night, there's a variety of activities. We have karaoke, usually a sort of pie-in-the-face competition, 50-50 draw, a photo booth. People kind of get dressed up in the sort of red, pink, sort of Valentine romance-y themed. And yeah, it's just kind of like it's a really nice event and tradition for people to do in Sackville on Valentine's Day.
More information is available through the Struts Gallery What's On section on their website. Now, do you know the origin story of how this Struts Owens Gallery collaboration came to be? If so, drop me a line at clintondavis@chmafm.com, and I can put this matter to rest. Hear more stories, read articles, and more at chmafm.com. I'm Clinton Davis for CHMA News here in Tantramar.
And that was your CHMA News. Please visit www.chmafm.com for more news and to sign up for our email newsletter. Funding is provided by our monthly sustainers, the Community Radio Fund of Canada, and the Municipality of Tantramara's Community Development Grant. If you have a story idea or would like to include an announcement, please write us at news@chmafm.com.
Hi, my name is Maya Noel, and I'm one half of The Witching Hour, airing Sundays at 11 p.m. Join us as we reach back in time to bring you the greatest and the strangest in punk, dream pop, new wave, and everything alt. If you're feeling lost at The Witching Hour, you know where to find us.
Okay, let's get the music machine going now, but first let's do a double check on the CHMA schedule, because it is always constantly in ebbing and flowing mode, and that's the beauty of it, you know? We are malleable, and we thank you, dear listener, for being patient. But also, well, let's just get straight into it. Coming up at 10 a.m., This Way Out, and then at 11, East Coast Kickoff with Ben Place has moved from Friday afternoon into Friday late morning. Eric Gohill will not be hosting through 11 to 12 because, Ben's going to be there. So get your fill of football. It's the deepest dive that I've ever heard, and it's pretty incredible how tuned in Ben is to football. So if that's your thing, you should check that out. Siley's going to be up 12 to 1, and then of course Democracy Now! As usual. The Argosy has returned after a little bit of a break for the holidays, and the After Hours with Daniel Henniger will be up at 2 p.m. Joseph Lunan, new host, has been joining us from 3 to 4 and doing an incredible job of it. So tune in 3 to 4 for Joseph Lunan. And Da Capo with Hinka Younger at 4 p.m. Ashna will not be hosting through 4 because, same reason. The Capo's there. We got a busy Friday afternoon. Live at 5 with Maya Noel coming in from 5 to 6. And then 6 starts up our after supper programming, mostly volunteer. I don't know. We just had a lot of volunteers, so I can't really say that the evenings are for volunteers because it's throughout the day. What I'm trying to say is that the Pirate is coming up with Cole, Simeon, and Rory. Finding Film with Emma and Darcy at 7 p.m. Blind Date with Christina Acton and Hannah Tuck at 8 p.m. And BAM Radio with Clinton Davis, 9 p.m. And The Drop Live for 2 hours with Smiley Mirrors. And that is all coming up today on The Voice of the Marshes. For the music, let's see what we're big fans of Katie Tupper. Before coming to CHMA, I didn't know about Katie Tupper, but legendary host Joe Hubley introduced me, and I think he did a great interview with Katie Tupper back in the day. But Katie's got a new track out, and we've got it in rotation, Right Hand Man. I have some Kalila with Furry Sings the Blues. That's a standard here on The Voice of the Marshes. Also have Tamara from the Weather Station with Airport, and Juana Molina with Siestas Ahi, excuse me. If I got that wrong, I apologize. We're also going to have Nico Case with Wreck here on The Voice of the Marshes. So let's get that started. This is Katie Tupper with Right Hand Man.
I'm becoming your first and right man centerpiece. You're leaning on me for deep down in a piece. I'm slipping away. The pressure's making me bleed. Crawling on new world made of these. The passion and last ditch, no love tourniquet. I'm slipping away. The pressure's making me bleed. Did you get my invite? I wanna throw a party. Then move out to the Badlands and never speak again. You wore my favorite t-shirt, then threw it in the garbage. Said I was a handful, made me your other limb. Save my breath, cause there's no point in talking. I'm a thought inside your head. When my words leave you so disappointed, without a warning, I'm becoming your first hand right man centerpiece. You're leaning on me for deep down in a piece. I'm slipping away. The pressure's making me bleed. to beg me. Explain the ways my hands fill up easily. Fighting to drive my point home. I'm becoming your first and right man centerpiece. You're leaning on me for deep down inner peace. I'm slipping away. The pressure's making me bleed. Calling my new world made of these. The passion of last ditch, new love trying to keep. I'm slipping away. The pressure's making me bleed. Calling now, unless it's new love. You lean on me, so you don't fall down. Calling now, unless it's new love. You lean on me, so you don't fall down. Old Beale Street is coming down. Sweetie snack bar, boarded up now. And Eagles a Taylor, and the Shine Boy's gone. Faded out with ragtime blues. And he's cast in bronze, and he's standing a little part. With his trumpet in his hands, like he's listening back to the good old bands and the click of high-heeled shoes. Oh, Furry sings the blues, wrapped up in his bed with his dentures and his leg removed. And Jenny's there for her kindness and Furry's spear. She's the old man's angel overseer. Pawn shops glitter